It says we're live.
Hello.
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 Welcome
To a late podcast.
to a late
Ooh.
podcast.
It's the midnight run.
I
But
wonder
welcome.
whose fault it is.
Who
There's
cares?
that notification. We are live. Welcome to another episode of the Talk Anime to Be podcast. We are your hosts.
Krista.
Daisy.
Immunity Zero.
And I am Mark Selby. Nice to see everyone again.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
I hope you have fun joining us on this adventure of talking anime. Distract you from this crazy world going on.
Yeah. And hopefully it's not going in this direction.
Oh.
Oh, I'll be the first one to move to Mars. You don't gotta worry about that.
Yeah, but if the moon or whatever is gonna crash all around and no one's gonna be able to live on the surface, man, I don't have money to move.
I've seen the time machine. You know, we'll be okay.
It'll
be
be
okay.
fine.
Just live underground and become really super strong. I don't know.
Right? It's gonna smash this metal barehanded.
And if I don't like it, I'll use my time machine and not come back to this year.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Let's just skip over this year. Hindsight is 2020.
Although you should, if you have the time machine, you should go back and listen to every single podcast we've done and, you know, see our progress.
Yeah. For real though. Alright, so let's just start. I say. We watched the anime Cowboy Bebop. And
Woohoo!
I know not all of our viewers, like Ender, have watched anime. But for those who do, I'm sure you've already watched this anime before. And if you haven't, why not?
I haven't.
I'm going to be honest with you. I honestly haven't seen the full series until we watched it.
I know,
So
I made that happen.
I don't have an excuse.
I was still amazed when you said that. I was like, of all people.
I know.
Why not?
I know. I'm like,
Right,
oh, you
when
guys
you were
know
like-
Rosario Vampire and fucking Chibi Vampire and all this Kitchen Princess, but like, I haven't seen Cowboy Bebop.
Every time you tell me that how much you love Outlaw Star and you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, I'm like, how? How?
I don't even know. I'm gonna let you do your recap before we get all into this because I got stuff to say about Outlaw Star.
All right. So, Cowboy Bebop, for those who don't know, is a sci-fi western, and it was kind of like the first one. There's not been a whole lot of sci-fi westerns anime since, a few here and there, but it was kind of the one that revolutionized it. It is about a bunch of bounty hunters and their tragic pasts, and them just trying to make a living while dealing with their tragic pasts in space. And that's what I'm going to give you.
I mean, that's
Pretty
fair.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to go
That
too
is
much into
fair.
it, but
Oh, also, there's going to be spoilers.
yeah, I was
So
about
if
to
you
say
have,
yeah,
there will be
spoiler
spoilers.
alert.
So,
As always,
as always,
spoiler alert.
spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched it, you'll feel like you've watched it by the end of the show.
Absolutely.
very much.
So first things first, how we felt going into it, and how do you feel now?
Well, I think this question here is best meant for Krista.
I agree.
You can say that.
Because going into it for me, I don't think I need to say much, but
It
I
was
was
like
looking...
hugging an old friend.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It's like, I remember you.
Well, when I went into it, I like, when you've like seen an anime around a lot, but you've never seen it. So you're like, I kind of feel like I know this anime even though I don't know it, kind of like if somebody's never seen like Dragon Ball Z, you know what I mean? Or like Naruto, it's like you kind of know that anime even though you don't know it. So I had a feel for it going in. I thought it would probably be very like Outlaw Star reminiscent. And I thought, it was going to be, I honestly thought it was going to be a little bit greater than it was. Not that it wasn't, not in the sense that it was good, but in the sense that I thought it was going to be a little bit more grand. Like, I feel like there was a lot of focus.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like there was like for the hype that everyone gives it, I thought that there was going to be this really like explosive kind of ending to it. And like there was kind of, but not really. I felt like I was really left hanging and it almost felt rushed. Like I left it feeling the same way I felt with like Escaflowne. I was like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, bye, I guess. Yeah.
You see, I think you hit on a point there because there's so much known about this anime and then there's so much not known about it.
Right.
So like you said, people build it up and they build it up. And when you watch it, you're like, well, but that also does it a disservice because you're expecting so much from something that's been around for 20 years.
Yeah.
And then when you see it, it's not what you've been told. But that's also what makes it great because then you can take from it what you saw.
Yeah.
Not from what someone told you.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked it a lot. But I felt like I liked it a lot because of the like pacing of it and how they really had a lot of episodes that didn't feel like filler. It just felt like they were showing us, how these people interact with other people and how they interact with each other. And here's a reason to care about somebody. And, it was introducing me to them and making me like them as people and making me want to be interested in their stories and then really getting to their stories. And I really liked that. But the way everyone talked about it, I expected it to be like really dramatic the entire time. And I'm glad that it wasn't because that gets exhausting pretty quickly. like 12 episode animes, that like really condense a lot of drama in them. Even though they can be really great, it's still like oh my God,
Yeah.
And this was really fun. And I expected it to be fun and it was fun. I don't know. I felt kind of disappointed leaving it because I was like, where's my conclusion? Like, what's going on with Ed? What's going on with Jet?
Right.
What's going to happen with Faye? Like, she kind of found out who she was, but not, like, I don't feel like I knew who she was. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like she found out who she was, but they never really told me.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, I don't know. I feel like I kind of left this expecting to feel a little bit like this because I always expect to be disappointed. So I won't be disappointed. So, but it wasn't that much of a disappointment. I don't know. I expected a little bit like more of a conclusive ending, but I liked it a lot.
Two things: non-conclusive endings are kind of a Western's trope. It's a lot of Westerns I watched have very non-conclusive endings.
Okay, so that's probably intentional then.
Right. The other thing is I see it. Let's turn our attention to Legend of Zelda and Legend of Zelda fans. If you look at Legend of Zelda fans, all of their favorites, everyone's Ocarina of Time. If you've never played Ocarina of Time and then you go and play it because it's everyone's favorite, you're gonna be like, "Why is this everyone's favorite? The graphics are so bad."
Exactly.
We're
talking about great.
Where everyone's coming from, I think it's like everyone's coming from. This is so great because they watched it when it was still pretty fresh, and there wasn't a whole lot of the standards were way low back then. So Cowboy Bebop was like a spike, and nowadays with the flood of anime we can find, it's matched or overtaken by other animes. It doesn't hold up as well. And that's where I think the difference of feelings comes from. So it totally makes sense. I totally get it.
think that's completely fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I agree. Going back into it, nostalgia, and then at the end I was like, oh, really? Was this it?
Yeah.
Also, I realized there were episodes that did not air on Toonami.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that happens for sure.
Yes.
And I think we can all agree which episode. I don't know, it might have involved the shower scene, something like that.
Right.
You don't say.
Just watching it, I
This
was like,
anime
whoa.
was definitely ahead of its time.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
My wife was watching it with me, and that scene happened, and she was like, "Whoa!" Was not expecting that to happen.
Yeah, with everything we're talking about here, it's like it suffers from time, but it's also, there's a reason why this has been a consistent favorite of mine, is because it is the sci-fi Western, and I don't think you can really get better than that when you cross those two genres.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It's
you can
definitely
mess
hard.
up sometimes, but there's so much more to dive into.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters.
Immunity.
Thanks.
Have you watched Outlaw Star?
I have not.
Oh. It's
I would like
a
Outlaw
sci-fi
Star,
Western
like
as well,
anime.
but very sci-fi.
Very
Okay.
sci-fi.
Yeah, it's more
it's like
sci-fi
this
than Western.
in the future or something. It's like this, but with aliens.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. More planets. By the way, does the Cowboy Bebop take exclusive place like in the solar system, like within our solar system? Because I don't think that it left like our solar system.
I don't
Is it
think it
only
did
like
either.
Earth and Mars and
It was
like
Earth,
I don't think it left.
Mars, and like a couple asteroids.
Yeah,
But
and they like went to like Europa at one
Yeah.
point or something like that, which
Yeah.
is I think it's like a Jupiter moon or something.
It
What
is.
was,
Yeah,
there was
Jupiter
one
in the
they went
distance.
to. Yeah, because there was some type of like. Remember, they had like the guy, he had to get that plant because they got poisoning.
Oh, that was
From-
Venus. They were on Venus for that.
Venus, yeah, it was
Yeah.
Venus. They had like Venus poisoning, and I was like, that's kind of a crazy concept, but really, I mean, that's not
Super cool. since
completely
Venus
out of the
is
question.
Yeah.
Venus is all fucking pollution, so
Mhm.
I was like, oh, that's rad. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I don't think there were like any aliens. I think everything was like a human in this.
Yes. Yep.
Mhm.
Everything
And it was
human.
it was a very diverse this was so ahead of its time for so many reasons. Like one of them was like there's so many diverse characters, like even just like the
Yeah.
secondary characters, it's not just like filler, like white character with brown hair. It was just
Right.
like they had all these individual people from interviews to like like not main characters, but like like the secondary characters and stuff like that would be like have like a common role that where they would show up. But I also feel like as ahead of its time as it was also kind of offensive.
Right.
And that's
Like
fair,
some of the
yeah.
accents sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some of the accents I would be like, oh, like even the like southern accent that they were giving what's her face in Big Shots. Like I was like okay, like this is
Yeah.
funny, but like this might offend
Yeah.
some. Like not that you know what I mean?
think, though, like they never showed her out of character.
Except for like that 1 second when they
Yeah.
when they said that the show was canceled and she
Yeah.
was just like, I'm calling my manager. I was like, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
And then God, they were at the like airport or whatever they were at, and the guy
Faye,
he
yeah,
was
Faye was
there.
at the airport, and the
Yeah,
guy picks
and
up his
he was
mom,
just,
and
like,
it's the guy.
out of
And
character.
he has a different voice when he does that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm just wondering if that was their
God, I didn't
character
even notice.
voices.
It's very on point for like how you have to have like that TV personality, but then
Yeah.
you go back to your normal. So I feel like they very much stereotyped it, but later you see her in her regular voice being like, "I'm calling my agent."
Yeah. I feel like it was intentionally like aware of itself. So I feel like it was.
Yeah.
And it was. I mean, this was also made in the late '90s, So I feel like. Yeah. I also feel like anything that was probably offensive probably wasn't meant to be offensive. It was probably just like meant to be, inclusive or funny. To
Well,
do it like
think about things
across my way.
20, 25 years ago. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, when like Saved by
I-
the Bell, they were like doing some really questionable stuff, which is so much worse than what's
Zach
on Cowboy
Morrison
Bebop,
is
so.
trash.
There you go.
Have you seen those?
That's awesome.
Have you seen the Zach Morrison is trash videos?
I
Those
don't
are
think
great.
so.
They're amazing. I highly recommend them. There's a
I'll have
ton
to
of
check
them.
them out.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But when all else fails, just call timeout.
Yeah.
I will give it though. It's a lot more inclusive than a lot of animes are today.
Oh,
Yes.
that's for sure.
Yes.
Well, here the thing in like Japan is, and I was talking about this with my friend who lives there, who I grew up with, and she lives there now, and she's like married to a guy there. And her and I had this conversation a little while ago, and I think we've talked about it before on the podcast, how like in Japan, even though like in anime and stuff, sometimes it can be kind of inclusive with like, the LGBTQ plus community and like, being trans and stuff like that. Like really it's not accepted like in real life there. So
Yeah.
for it to be included at all is kind of a big deal, I feel like, especially in the late 90s, for this to be like so many different things. Like for that one character whose name I can't remember, the one we were just talking about in the shower.
Oh,
Like
Gren.
he's basically,
Yeah.
Non-binary. Like he doesn't say that because that wasn't like a term back then or whatever, but he literally basically says that's what he is,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, for them to just casually, not that was a very casual scene, but you know what I mean? Like
Right.
to just kind of casually slip that into the script. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it was very progressive of them, and I know that they were probably going for like, whoa, this crazy thing happened to him. But I don't know. I feel like it was still like he was very accepting of what happened. You know what I mean? And he was like, "This is who I am," So I thought like that by itself, was kind of like, wow, like, and going off of exactly what you just said, Daisy, like, way more inclusive than a lot of stuff even these days. Even just like having different shades of skin color. You know what I mean? Like it's so like diverse, and even the white characters, like their facial features are all drawn differently, like
Yeah.
just I love it when people are animated like that and stuff. I feel like it just really like takes it up a notch.
Exactly.
What's
And
that
another big thing. Oh, sorry,
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna interject
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Another big debacle I remember back then was like around Ed's characters, like argued against like, oh, Ed's a boy, Ed's a girl. So originally when they were creating Ed, so I researched because I was like, oh man, I want to know more because the anime was made in 1998.
Yeah.
And so Ed was originally going to be a boy. But the creator was like, no, we need to even out the ratio of, you have Jet and Spike. Faye can't be the only girl, so then they switched Ed to be a girl character.
But when he sees his dad, he literally says, "Oh, thank you for bringing me my son." I was like, wait. And then no one acknowledges it. I was like...
And I think the point from what I read is they actually based the look of Ed off of the person that did the music for the series. And they said that he just had like a very cat-like kind of appearance, and just Ed's supposed to be kind of probably not saying it, like androgynous.
Androgynous.
Yeah. Androgynous,
Yeah. It's just it's just not really.
He's modeled after a
doesn't
cat.
care. Kinda, yeah.
That.
That's amazing because what's his name? Fucking Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, is modeled after a parrot. Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Carrey did a literal character study on a parrot to move around and shit like that.
That's amazing.
Wouldn't
You can
love
tell
that
by the
man.
hair.
Red
Red Rover,
his
Red
hair.
Rover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Laces out.
Laces out. Yep.
Oh, I want to bring up a couple of things that I found kind of funny.
Okay.
I'm basing this off of memory because I can't really find it, but I'm almost positive that the currency in Outlaw Star is also an oolong. So, is this the same universe? Like, what?
What's that?
The same currency in Outlaw Star is an oolong, and that is the currency in Cowboy Bebop. I'm pretty positive, like, it's the same currency. So, like, is Cowboy
it?
Bebop the same universe? I'm almost positive that it is. I can't remember
I mean,
for the, like...
Outlaw Star could be way in the future.
That's what I'm thinking, like, because I feel like... Because this is what? This is like 20...
2071.
have it written down when Faye was so 2071, right?
Yeah.
So like Outlaw Star could be like another 100 or so years in the future. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, there's so much about this that's similar. Like they have these like, rings that they go through that are also another huge aesthetic in Outlaw Star, and like just like a lot of different things like that, and like even like a whole bunch of the different like mechanics and stuff. It's just like it just all looks really similar in the way that it works. And also they have a lot of the same voice actors. I just want to say. Jet, the guy I watched this in English, by the way. I just want to say that. I watched
because it's the best dub ever.
It is pretty good. I will say that. But that being said, I think I would like Edward more in Japanese. But like Bo, how do you say his last name? Billingsley, the guy who plays Jet, he's the narrator in Outlaw Star. And the woman who plays Julia, her voice actress, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, she's Hilda from Outlaw Star.
Oh, okay.
Well, like I didn't even need to look it up. I looked it up just to make sure, but I was like, that's Hilda. I'll fucking know that. I know, like, I fucking know that like back of my hand. Like, don't even test me. And I was like, this has got to be the same universe. I was like so set on it.
So I just looked it up. The currency in Outlaw Star is called the Won.
Oh,
it's just a little different.
Okay. See, I was trying to look it up and I was like, I can't find it anywhere, but I swear I remember it being like oolongs or something, but it's close.
It's very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a nod,
Yeah, it could be. Maybe the name changes over the 100 years.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Currency changes like that.
It's no longer the dollar.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of the music thing, I didn't realize this was going to be so like heavy, like music centric. Like I had no idea.
Yeah.
The music's amazing.
Like I knew that it had good music, but I didn't realize that it was going to be like so centered around it. I feel like every episode, really had that like theme, and some of them were more obvious than others. But I was like, I had no idea that this was going to be so, like influential in everything that was going on with all the characters.
Yeah,
I thought that. I really liked that.
The music itself is beautiful and adds a whole other level to the anime. So.
Yeah.
The only song I didn't like was the song that played during that love montage with Faye and that fucking guy.
Yeah.
And I was literally like sitting there, and it was like right when Dylan had tuned in because I had been watching, it, and then that started to play, and I was like, I just want you to know that this is the only song that I haven't liked this entire fucking show. And this is all you're experiencing right now is this song. I was like, this is the worst. And I made a note of it. I was like, this is the only song. That's it. I liked everything else.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're thinking.
What I'm hearing is you want a mixtape from Backstreet Girls and Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
It's so funny because the music just upholds like even the opening theme and closing.
Oh God, I still listen to Tank on the daily.
Right? And I have a tendency after a while, I'll just be like, God, can we just get past the opening and skip? But every time, every single episode, I was like, like going along with it. Like I was working on call day and I was doing something on my computer and I had it running in the background. I'm just like sitting there jamming with it. I was like, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Again, one of the few animes that I just let the theme play.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like I could just watch this all day. I'll be good.
Mm-hmm. I love the Real Folk Blues. Like that song.
Yeah.
That's like top 5 karaoke songs for me, man. I love that song.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
So
next time you come visit me or I visit you. So we're karaokeing this, right?
Let's do it. We're doing it.
Right.
Like speaking of the music, right? For what reason? Just like a small critique. For what reason is the intro and the outro 300 times louder than the rest of the show?
No.
To grab your
right.
attention.
Like today I'm like finishing up the anime and Dylan's like laying on the couch trying to get in a little bit extra sleep and stuff, and Lena's sitting there with him and I'm watching the show and it ends and it's like I was like, oh. I was like, hey, could you sleep? But he's like, no, I can't.
That's like one of my only complaints with the show. Watching it is like whenever there was an action scene, I had to turn it down.
Yeah.
because it was way louder than the talking, and then I have to turn it back up when they start talking again.
It's like
Even
a lot of
sometimes
like
the
movies
music was
today.
louder than the talking. Like,
Yeah. God, it
Yeah.
was so good. It was so nice to dip back into this.
Yeah.
it was. This was nice. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, great choice, Mark.
I also remember the episode I was fucking terrified of, and it hit me, and I can't remember what his name is, but it was the assassin that was after Spike.
Vicious.
It's just
No, not
No,
Vicious.
Pierre,
It was
Pierre.
yes. That freaked me out when I first watched the anime, and then now watching it again, I was watching the episode yesterday, and I was like, "Yep, I remember this episode terrified me, and it still does." Like the ending part where he's like, because Jet's whole thing was he found out his brain was slowly reclusing back to that of a kid, and he's like, "There's nothing more terrifying than a kid because they're pure and cruel."
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got hit in the leg, and he started bleeding, started crying. And I was just like, I was already freaked out, but I'm really freaked out. And then
Yeah.
those
Right?
huge animatronics were going by, and I was like, yep, I remember. I
So
remember this whole
disturbing.
episode. Oh my god. I was like, ugh, God, kids are scary.
Right?
But an
It was
adult
like,
with a kid mind, oh my god.
he got squished. Ugh.
I
Mm-mm.
mean, I watched some messed up anime, but
Problem
that
solved.
part was just cool.
Yeah. We've seen Happy Sugar Life, and that was still freaky.
Yeah.
we watched Akira, and that was still
Right.
freaky.
Who was everyone's favorite character? I'm dying to know.
Krista.
That's a hard one. Honestly, though, it's probably going to be like, okay, but Faye.
He doesn't like Faye.
I liked her a lot, and honestly, I had no idea going into this that she was like cryogenically frozen and all of
Yeah.
that. And I was like, wait a second. And I was like, and I was looking up stuff, and I was like, okay, so how old is she? She's a fucking year younger than me. That's how old she is. She's a millennial. Faye Valentine's a millennial. Hell yeah. I was so excited. She was born, I did all the calculations. She, I think, was born in 1991 or something like that. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, she's literally a year younger than me. I got so excited about it. And then I was
My
thinking
age.
about it, and I was like, could you imagine if this happened to any one of us? Like, could you imagine just like getting into an accident and then, whoop, whoop, you wake up and it's like fucking 2070 or whatever, 2068? Oh my God!
Yeah.
Scary! Oh my God, like it made it so real for me, like because we're like the same age. I was like, holy shit. Like I don't know, it just made it so real for me. And then like I don't know, I liked her whole like story. I'm really kind of mad that we don't know all that much about her, but I guess that kind of goes along with the whole like Western thing is what you were saying. So but I liked her. I liked everything. So I liked Faye a lot. Ed, I probably would have liked more if I watched in Japanese. I bet you Ed would have been my favorite character if I watched this in Japanese. But I did not. Only voice I didn't like was Ed, and I just why?
I do appreciate, like, as you mentioned, she is technically like a millennial. I felt my age when they're talking about like the beta track and then the VHS.
Yeah.
And there's God, the girl, they were visiting her the dad's grave, and he said he was born in 2021. I was like, don't do that.
It's like dead old guy born next year.
It's not okay.
You're so old.
The fact that they were imagining in 1998 that we were going to be flying in outer space to have an accident in 2014 is like crazy to me, because like that's when her accident happened in 2014. Like that was
to the
6 years
future.
ago.
Where's my hoverboard, damn it?
Yeah. Oh my
You guys
God.
don't
And not
have
that
one?
stupid shit with wheels either. Like a real hoverboard. Like I'm
Yeah,
talking Treasure
actual.
Planet hoverboard.
And self-drying clothes.
See the world.
How about your least favorite character?
I don't know. I kind of liked everybody. Honestly, that's a little hard to pick.
Like a secondary character, or
Honestly, I don't know. Like even the bad guys, I kind of liked. Like I don't know, man. Like, I want to be like Vicious, but I liked Vicious. I'm not gonna lie to you like that.
That was my wife's favorite character. She was like, he's got a crow.
Oh, you know who I liked the least? I liked Ed's dad the least. That's who I liked the least, for sure. Like, not because he himself sucked, but because how can you just forget about your child?
Yeah.
What do you mean? And then he's like, oh, you want to hang out with me and spend time with me and live with me now? And then he just fucks off immediately. And that's it. What do you mean? Like, so fuck him.
Yeah. I guess I'll go next.
Okay.
Next,
I was just about to ask.
I don't feel like it's surprising, but I really love Ed.
I knew you were going to like Ed.
I loved Ed from the beginning, and I was just like, yep, I still love Ed.
That's great.
I love when she's in her like mode where she's just like hacking into something. She's just waving her arms all over the place, like "Let me in, I see you." Be what I think I do at my job.
You know, I was watching this and I'm just like, I bet Daisy is like watching this, and that's probably how she feels when she's at work. Like,
when I think I'm getting into a server, what I actually do. I hate my life. Yeah, but I love Ed, and I very much also I love Jet also.
Yeah.
But least favorite character is kind of, yeah, it's hard, but again, it's the serial killer, or the not serial killer, the assassin.
Yeah,
That's a good yeah.
Just because
Least favorite.
it just, oh God, like I said, it just freaked me out
Yeah.
to watch like someone's mind state just go backwards like that, and that does happen in real life too.
Yeah.
It's scary to think about.
Ugh.
Made that like one real moment in the show.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Immunity?
All right. Favorite character? I am with Krista.
Woohoo!
Oh, Faye? Nice.
Faye, yeah. Faye, I think, deserves her own story. I think she falls in line a little bit with like Sarah Connor from Terminator. There's a bit about her that's a little badass.
Yeah.
There's even more about her because she doesn't know where she comes from for sometimes.
Yeah.
I like how she just decides to join the Bebop crew.
As a real quick side note, I just want to say, since you brought that up, could you imagine if someone just walked into your house and you were like, guess I can't ask them to leave?
Right.
And they just lived there, like, what? They just let these people stay. Anyways, continue.
You can.
I guess she's living here now.
Yeah. Never mind. But no, she's always been my favorite, and still watching it again, she's my favorite. And I really hope that the movie they're doing does her character justice.
Are they doing another movie?
Are they doing a live action movie, or are they doing an animated movie?
The live action, which I think is being filmed right now. I'm not sure on that.
Are they allowed to do that?
Yeah, it's going to be on Netflix.
Oh. So I know they did
Film.
the movie in 2001.
Yeah, they did that, and they're doing live action. Supposed to come out sometime this year, but it may have been pushed back.
Yeah, I'm sure it has. If it's supposed to come out this year, they're probably in post-production right now.
Yeah, I would hope so. But I'm very reserved on what they're doing with that movie. because they
Oh
fuck
my
everything up.
god, what is this?
Uh-oh.
The fucking guy from Harold and Kumar is playing Spike.
Yep, he's Spike.
What?
Yep,
Which one?
it's a bad choice. I think
Why would you pick
I believe it's the guy that plays Harold.
I'm sure
He's not a Spike. Not at all.
I'm laughing because Krista's
no,
just
he's
dying
not
over there.
Spike. What? You telling me you couldn't get anyone else besides fucking Harold and Kumar to play?
Well, I feel like a while ago everyone wanted Keanu to play Spike.
Yes.
They did.
Am I
that's-
wrong?
that's been
Yeah.
So long. Yeah, man. You telling me Keanu Reeves would have been like, no, thank you. Fuck off. Come on. Ask
Keanu Reeves
Keanu.
already
Yeah.
said that he would have done it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are literally, oh my God, I'm literally looking at a fan art picture of somebody who photoshopped Bruce Willis's jet and Keanu Reeves as Spike.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna copy.
Bruce Willis would have been a great Jet.
Fucking, he looks great as Jet. I'll show you in the chat right now.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Go chat. Oh, the characters are just, there's so many. It's a long link. Hold on. Way too long. I'll just save it.
Alright.
Make it the podcast thumbnail. It's gonna be the podcast thumbnail.
There you go. Just use that.
Perfect. Literally, there's so many pictures of Keanu Reeves and like Spike because this is what everybody wanted.
Right.
Well, for the longest time, people wanted him to play, and then he said, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it."
And they're
And
like,
then it never
we
happened.
can't pay you that much.
Sorry, I'm too busy doing John Wick. No, he didn't say that. I don't think so.
Yeah, John Wick, Neo, same person. Keanu Reeves, Spike, same person. We all know it's true.
Okay.
Yeah, click that link.
Oh, God.
There's so many. So many.
Eventually, Cyborg 2077, same character. I can't wait for this to come out.
Immunity, who's your least favorite character?
It is a mix between two. But I think I'm gonna I've always had a hatred for this character because with the character, the story moves on. Without the character, the story becomes something much better, and that's fucking vicious. I swear to God, that dude could have just moved on, and Spike could have just been okay.
Yeah, what is his fucking problem?
It's like, oh,
Yeah, they didn't
You're
go
leaving?
into a backstory with Vicious enough.
yeah, they need to, but
I was kind of confused the whole time. I was like, why does he fucking care so much?
If I remember correctly, it was something about Spike was part of like a syndicate, and when you try
Yeah.
to leave one, they
Yeah.
will hunt you down. So
the
I
only
think
way
it's
to
just,
get out is to die.
I
Yeah.
never understood that. Like, eventually people aren't gonna want to fucking, you know what I mean? Like you can't expect somebody to manage a fucking business their whole life. You know, at some point they're gonna want to retire. I never understood that whole fucking mindset.
Yeah.
You know, where people are like, you can never leave the business. It's like, why? I'm
Well,
gonna
look-
be too old to fucking fillet people at a certain point. What do you mean?
Well, when you fuck up in the Yakuza, you just go and get sex reassignment surgery.
I kept thinking about that the whole time. I was like, this is the other end of the Yakuza. This is
I'm
the
still
real
so
part.
glad that's such an influence. Best pick I've
Well.
ever made.
Like Mark said, I will never forget it.
Oh my god, Goku Dolls was so good. Oh man.
Go watch it, but
Full on treat.
it's something. So, Mark,
Yes.
who is your favorite character?
Jet. I
Yep.
really like Jet.
He's enjoyable.
He's great. He's fun, and he's grumpy. At the same time, he's super grumpy about everything. And if he could,
like a
he would just sit
tsundere.
with his bonsai trees all day and just relax.
Mushroom episode.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
best episode though, honestly. He's just like, oh, so that's the secrets of the universe. So funny. And I was like, oh my god, that was me like 10 years ago.
I appreciate he kind of like takes on that like he doesn't want to be dad, but he kind of takes on dad character.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love it. He's like, dinner's ready, like at the end and no one's there. I wanted to cry. I was like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
gonna be me when my children grow up and leave.
Oh man. Binge
They're,
eating eggs.
they're never going to leave you.
Good.
Oh.
My children can stay here forever. That's fine. They live
Yeah.
here always.
It's all good. I'll take care of you forever.
Fine with that. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to get a job. Stay here.
Oh jeez.
Fine.
My least favorite character was probably Julia. Actually.
Really?
I didn't
Yeah,
really like
I
her.
was. That
Yeah.
was the other character I was deciding between.
She shows up,
Just very bland.
and just like is a badass when she shows up with Faye,
Mm,
and then she gets fucking shot in the back, and I was just like, oh okay.
yeah.
Every time I
That
see
seems
it,
so
I say, oh
fearless.
okay. Bye.
You're like good.
Here's a good comparison. You have Julia, who's like your basic salt and pepper, right? And then you have Faye when you add in all the other spices to your cabinet.
Yeah.
Faye has spice.
There you go.
Mhm.
There's a title of the episode.
Yeah. Was
Yeah, I just
Faye
wasn't a
was
fan
Faye
of
in
Julia.
love with Spike?
So that's a good question.
You
Because
never know.
it's brought up a lot actually, and people like to say that she might not have necessarily been in love with him, but she did care about him in a sense, and it was probably like the first person that she had grown a bond with. Since coming out of cryo.
Yeah.
So, so if not love, it was like a brother or just someone, genuine.
Some
that she
kind
cared
of
about.
love.
Yeah.
The bond.
Yeah.
It's fair. Because I couldn't tell at the end there. I was like, are they trying to insinuate that she's like romantically in love with him, or
Yeah,
one of the things
I
that you
never
just
thought
said.
she was romantically in love with him. I just always thought that she was like, it almost felt like a brother-sister
Attached.
situation.
Yeah. That seems kind of appropriate. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that would be fair.
I mean, to be fair, look at Spike though, and then you look at Faye though, and you're like,
Yeah.
Surprised that at some point they didn't just
Chef
like
kiss.
bang it out,
You don't know that they didn't either.
Not wrong.
Oh, we keep slightly mentioning the mushrooms episode. So
Goddamn that
I know we've
episode.
also talked about A&B Hell a lot,
Right?
and the scene where Spike is going up the stairs.
And the
Do you
fucking
guys
frog.
remember that scene in A&B Hell? They put the
Yeah.
Stairway to Heaven song
Yep.
over that.
Yeah.
I was singing it as he was walking.
I was so happy. I was like, ah, yes, two great memories colliding.
Just like when Julia died, I just
There's
died
that.
in your arms
Yeah.
tonight.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I fucking lost it. So, when rewatching this, I watched the last two episodes today. And when that happened, I snorted really loud. And my wife was like, why are you laughing? And I was like, don't worry about it. It's an AMV thing. Takes away from that whole moment.
Probably like, are you okay?
It's
You guys just found it.
delight. God.
Yep, there you go. There you go, chat. Right there.
It made me want to rewatch A&B Hell, to be honest.
I watch AMV. I watch all of them that I can find on YouTube, like once every couple months, just because it's fucking hilarious.
It has been years since I've watched AMV Hell. I'm gonna have to check it out again.
There's like 7 of them now, 8 of them, I think.
There's so many. They came out with so many more since I stopped watching them. Like, I don't
I have to
remember the
find
last
the
time I saw
torrent
them.
for it, but they did AMV Hell 0, and that one is literally a hentai music video. Hell. AMV Hell
I'm looking that up.
New podcast reviewing A&B Hells.
Yeah, we start reviewing
featuring Bible Black.
Every time it gets mentioned, I will forever just be like,
Squirm, no.
Guess we're watching in October, guys.
No, don't
yeah,
forget
it's coming.
I will get prepped for that podcast.
Oh, sorry, I'm sick. I'm gonna be sick in October the whole time.
I feel like I'm gonna have a headache.
Oh my god.
Just watch Bible Black, you'll be okay.
It'll be fine.
I've been there. I've experienced it. I don't want to go through it again.
You know the way to cure a headache.
Yeah, Bible Black.
And this
Knock
is
3
the day
times.
that Daisy quit the podcast.
No, there's no quitting now. It's like the
No
Syndicate.
quitting. We'll fucking hunt you down.
No.
Just
Never find
remember,
me.
you're here forever.
And ever.
If you're crippled, you can't even work anymore, and you have bloody finger stubs.
You know what? I'm just gonna
Yeah,
go into a
exactly.
coma, and I'm gonna put my psyche into a fucking computer.
Yeah, we'll
My
upload your,
religion.
we'll upload your consciousness to the cloud. We'll take
Yeah.
care of you.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. Oh,
Sure,
like
like-
Bible Black episode.
Honestly, it'd be full of like a bunch of 404 errors and then a blue screen.
We have no
Like,
idea what's going on.
I know someone to fix it.
I'm
she's
in
in
the
a coma.
mainframe, literally. God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wait, I think everyone's favorite character should be Ein.
Honestly, the dog is the best character.
I knew. I had a friend in high school who got a corgi and named it Ein.
I was gonna do that, and then we never got a corgi. And then we got a corgi mix, and we named him Gizmo instead because it looked like a gizmo.
Oh.
Aw.
We almost got
Yeah.
a corgi, and we were gonna name it Boba.
Corey and I keep talking about like, well, if we ever get a dog, we'll name it Ein. And I'm like, God, we're such fucking losers.
So, if anything, what would you change about this anime, or like to see different?
A different song for Faye's love montage.
How about no love montage for Faye?
For me, it's literally just a little bit of the sound during the
Yeah,
action scenes.
for
If they
sure.
could just
Yeah.
tone it down a smidge, that would have been great.
Except that audio mixing.
Okay, well, I'll get
Little 90s audio
Guess I'm-
mixing.
pretty serious. The
Yeah.
ending not being as just like, bam, it's done.
Yeah. I
That's-
see, like, I know that it was the whole, like, probably because that's how Westerns usually are, but I really wish that I had some more of a conclusion. So that would probably be the only thing I'd really want to change is just knowing a little more of what happened, like after Spike died, and like
Did he
Ed
die?
just, yeah, right?
Did
He
he?
dies right at the end.
Does he?
You don't know.
Oh, ooh.
So
Is he?
here's the thing I've
This is going to be
picked up.
some Naruto shit where you didn't see him die, so you don't know.
No. Okay, so
No.
the guru guy that Jet sees at the end that Spike has been seeing throughout the anime.
Yeah.
And he's telling them how everyone has a guardian star, and when they die, the star dies. In every episode that somebody important dies, the end of the episode it pans up and there's a shooting star.
No way.
I didn't
Yes.
notice that.
And at the end of the credits, one star fades. Is that Spike or is that Vicious's star? We don't know, but there's only one that does it.
Yep.
So we don't know if it was because Vicious died and that was Vicious's star going out, or is that Spike? And it
So
doesn't go all
interpretation.
it doesn't all go out, it doesn't go all the way out before it stops.
Kind of like that Inception shit when it doesn't stop spinning
Right.
before it blacks out.
Right.
Or does
So
it?
we don't really know if he's dead or not. And that's again another Western type thing. Just you
Yeah.
don't
So,
know.
On the subject of like Western, type movies and media here, I wonder if the movie Kill Bill took a little bit of influence from Cowboy Bebop because of the way it ended. Because Bill dies so fast at the end of the Kill Bill,
Yeah.
and it's the same way with Vicious. It's like it's done. It's that's it.
I literally, it's so crazy that you said that because I was thinking that like when, like in the last episode when it started and it was showing him like like Vicious sitting in like the syndicate like waiting and there's all these shots and I just kept thinking this is really reminding me of Kill Bill for some reason, like really hard. That's so crazy. Maybe that,
Tarantino
you know
is
what?
a huge anime fan.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Then I wouldn't be shocked at all.
But I feel like there's another part which maybe kind of references to an actual movie is so that episode where everyone's getting poisoned because
yeah.
Spike left that shit in the fridge.
Yeah.
So he goes
so
in there
funny.
with like the flamethrower and all that, and I'm like, why do I feel like I'm watching Alien when
No,
Ripley goes in there?
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah, and I just got that vibe. I was like, I'm watching Alien. Spike is now
So
Ripley.
Well, yeah, that particular alien was like 2 years prior. So
Yeah. So just
Mm.
everything's connected.
Yeah.
It is.
I like
It's
how
all
they ended that
connected.
episode too, when it was like, it's so
I
great.
mean, is or is not Ellen Ripley, Faye?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh my god, but
fuck.
for real though.
Both cryogenically frozen to,
Mhm.
True.
What?
It's just so good.
What would we? What are we rating this, guys?
Hmm. I don't know. What are you guys rating it?
Guys, this is my most favorite anime ever. And,
Really?
It is.
yeah.
It is his
Uh,
favorite.
I don't
That's
know who's
why
your
Mark-
favorite ever.
Yeah, favorite ever. I'm glad to have done the podcast because I've seen some interesting shit. But this still remains my favorite. And I thought when Mark chose it that I was going to just give it a 10. I thought right away 10. But upon watching it again, it's not a 10. It's still high, but it's not a 10. But I gave it an 8.6.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
Nice. I'm gonna go on the same boat with you. This is one of my favorite animes I've ever watched, and it falls into the criteria of like, oh, it's like this, Trigun, and a few other animes are just very notable. Like right off the bat, if you ask me what's your favorite animes, I'd be like, Cowboy Bebop. But I'm gonna give it around the same range of an 8. And not a 10 because there are things like the audio mixing, like you have to turn down the volume.
Yeah.
And recalling the ending I thought was better, but it's just kind of like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it an even 8.
Okay.
Okay.
Crystal?
For very similar reasons, I gave it a 8.5. So 8.5. Very good. Loved it a lot. Totally rewatchable.
Yeah.
Like, they're little individual, like adventures each episode. So much fun to watch, but like different small things like, the audio and, like the ending and, Ed's voice in English. I really did not like. I would have loved it in Japanese, but I just really didn't like it in English. But yeah, so just a couple of things, but I got very good 8.5.
Still by far one of the best English dubs, I will say.
Oh, for sure. I think Ed was honestly the only one. That was not a good choice. Everyone else, great.
The only thing I felt I didn't like about it was the audio, like I said. So I gave it that, and then there was like a little bit here and there, little tweaks here and there. And it came down to 9. So 9 out of 10 for me. I really, really enjoy this anime.
It's very good anime.
It's very good. Very good.
It's chef kiss. Mwah.
And that is an overall 85% approval rating from the 4 of us. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
good.
It was
So
all on the same
hell of a-
page, basically.
So now,
other than the last shit we watched.
Yeah, oh my god, Happy
Any,
Sugar Life was a
any
night.
closing
Listen, I tried
thoughts?
to get that out of my memory.
Any closing
wouldn't?
thoughts before Krista reveals our next anime?
Let me see if I made any other noteworthy notes. I don't think so. I think I got everything out that I wanted to say. Oh, one little thing I wanted to add in. That there's a lot of like animes. This is for the parents. There's a lot of like animes that you can't really watch for different reasons, whether it's something that's being said or there's random overly sexual moments or like too much gore that you can't watch. If like your family's awake or running around the house, you can totally watch this.
Oh yeah.
With your family awake. Like there's like moments where. Bless you, Dylan. There's moments where it's like, like people like get shot and there's like some blood for a second, but it's like, this is definitely something that if you're like, man, I'm going to sit on my couch and, my family's awake and they're running around, you could definitely watch this and not have to like, oh, I got to shut it off real quick because there's this crazy sex scene,
Right.
So I think that,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm going to start talking about if this is something you could watch with your children awake every episode, because I
That's a
thought
good idea,
that would
though.
be helpful
Yeah.
for people. A lot of people that are around our age, I feel like, that are like, I wish I could watch anime, but I don't know if I can watch this anime. Like, I
Right.
thought, without watching it, I was like, oh, I bet I could watch Happy Sugar Life with Lena awake. Good thing I fucking didn't. So,
Right.
I think at
Yeah,
most
that's
the
a good
worst
thing.
scene would probably be if you don't want to see like boobs.
Yeah.
But at the
but
same
even
time,
then, that was so tame,
like,
you know?
and
Yeah.
it's very tame, and in American culture, it's very like, oh, taboo. We can't see that in public. But in other countries, it's like, oh, it's just that's a woman's body. Who
Just
cares?
tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, just some tits. Yeah, you're right. Just some birds.
I love it.
The last thing that I'll say about Cowboy Bebop is it was good 20 years ago. It's still good now.
Absolutely.
It'll still be good in another 20 years. It's just one of those staples in any anime community that people are going to like it. I don't know too many people that hate it, but definitely go watch it. And I'm going to watch Outlaw Star, and that might supersede my my favorite anime. So
I
we'll
really
see.
think if you like Cowboy Bebop, you will absolutely like Outlaw Star.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it as well
Absolutely.
because I've never watched it.
Oh my god, you guys. That's like my favorite anime
Are you
since
about
I was
to-
11.
You guys are seriously about to
boy.
make Krista,
No.
about to make Krista change her pick
That's
here.
our side homework, okay?
It is on
Yeah.
Hulu.
That's
So is
extra
Cowboy
credit.
Bebop.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah, that's
Right.
extra credit.
Extra credit.
Oh my god, that would be great. I literally just saw this on here. Why is it? I'm just going to pull it up on my phone, whatever.
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 So I'm glad I asked who had the next anime pick because I was really stoked on mine. I'm still going to be stoked on it next month. It's going to be such a good anime. I can't wait.
I'm
It's going to be
excited.
great.
I'm excited for anime. Let's just do this. Come on, anime.
It's, by the way, no pressure. It's my birthday next month, so you better pick something good.
Happy Sugar Life Part 2.
No!
Oh god, no, run. Run.
Here
we go.
Make sure I
All
pull
right.
up a notepad.
Are you guys ready to hear what we're going to be watching?
I am very ready.
All right, next month
Pins and needles.
we're going to be watching The Promised Neverland.
Are we really?
Yes,
Oh,
we
wow.
are.
I have
This is, I believe,
seen
it's 12 episodes.
the first 2 episodes of that, and I haven't picked it up since because I was like, I need to save this. I forgot about it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to pick this for a while, and it came up when I was doing the countdown video like a couple months ago,
Yeah.
and this was almost included on my countdown list of like really strange animes because like people were like, saying like, oh, it's so like weird and like all this other stuff, and it didn't make my list, but I was like, I really kind of want to watch that, so it seems really interesting. So. Yeah,
Oh, it's
I'm
on
going to
Hulu.
read you the description for it. It says, the one adored as the mother is not the real parent. The people living here together are not actual siblings. The Gracefield house is where orphan children live, in an irreplaceable home where 38 siblings and mom live happily, even with no blood relations. However, their everyday life suddenly comes to an abrupt end. Ooh.
Yeah. It's the first 2 episodes. I was like, oh, okay.
Cool. I can't wait. I know nothing about it aside from what I just read, and that it's crazy.
My brother
And that I know that's a little
that
crazy.
he was like, you haven't been watching The Promised Neverland? And I was like, no, I haven't. And he was like, we were driving to his house, and he like stops the car, pulls it up on his phone, and hands me the phone and tells me to watch it. And I watched the first episode. And on the way to his house on his phone, it was like, this
My
is
sister does that
this
sometimes
is
with
pretty
weird
good.
stuff.
And then I watched it later on. I watched the second episode, but yeah, no, it's good. I'm excited to watch this.
This is going to be so great. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
This is a true psychological horror.
Yes. That
By the
is
way.
the only thing I know that it is going to be a psychological horror. And yes, I'm so excited. I literally, when I saw it, oh my God, I literally have like hiccups right now. I'm sorry. when I saw like the little previews of it when I was doing like research for that list and stuff, I was like, this looks so good. I want to pick that. I'm going to watch this right now. And I was like, this is going to be my next pick for sure. No way. And I just haven't been able to get my mind off it. And now we're all going to watch it together.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Promised Neverland. It's on Hulu. And I'm sure it's probably on Crunchyroll as well. Too. Yeah, everything's on Crunchyroll.
Got it.
Ba-bam. And I think that we're probably gonna, let's see. Are we shooting for August 29th? Because that is the last Saturday of August.
Pull up my calendar.
Usually Saturdays are always fine because at most I might, except for today. Today was a train wreck for me.
Either the 29th or the 22nd. I'm fine with either.
All right. Well, let's just say tentatively that we'll be doing the next podcast on August 29th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Was that Pacific? Yeah. Specific?
Pacific Standard Time, PST.
PSD, Photoshop.
PTSD time.
PTSD.
And 9 p.m. Central Time.
Yes. Oh my God, we're all in different time zones. Look at that.
We are, except for you and me.
Yeah, we're the only ones in the same one. But you're stuck in the worst state, so.
It's okay. I might be I'm gonna be joining you soon on that.
What?
We'll talk about that later.
No! Don't do it.
So we were tentatively doing August 29th. Was that the deal?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we were talking about.
Promised Neverland.
Okay. Excellent.
Are we ready to talk about the movie?
Let's talk about it. Whisker away.
All right.
Let's talk about it.
Yes, if we have to.
Not sure if it's bestiality. Can't tell the movie.
Wait, what was the?
I think it went there, but.
Oh yeah, I remember when we looked it up. The literal translation is "wanting to cry. I pretend to be a cat."
Yeah.
And at first I said I feel that, but now I say I don't.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So the movie we watched was A Whisker Away, and I had hopes.
It wasn't the worst thing I'd ever seen,
the
but
trailer was promising.
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm
thought
gonna
it
start
would be
doing?
a little more magical girl and a little less. I'm obsessed with this guy. Blah!
When from now on, and that may stay true to this or not, but as of right now, I'm not choosing any anime, any film that looks pretty, that has a pretty picture. Not doing any of that because the past two that I've chosen, I am speechless.
You hated it that much.
Look, the
Main
first
character
10
was
minutes
really
in,
annoying.
I checked the fuck out. I mean, you saw something, and then you're like, from one scene to the next, within the 10 minutes, are like, she's already a fucking cat? When did that happen?
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's a little strange that he fell in love with her when she was a cat. See, that's weird to me.
I mean, people fall in love with their animals all the time.
But
his
here's
problem was he fell in love when he realized that it was her.
But here's the thing. I love my cat too. And I also put my face on her tummy and tell her she's great and smells like sunshine. But here's the thing. I don't sit and like stare my cat longingly in the eyes on my bed and go,
I love you.
like, I'm not doing that, you know? So, you know, and I'm not just like sitting there like, when's this cat gonna come and fucking rub itself on me? I'm like, I can't wait to see this cat. cat. Like I'm not doing that with my cat. So I feel like this kid got some serious fucking problems. So glad it worked out for him, man. But
I'm not. I'm glad I wish they would have got stuck.
I wish they were both stuck as cats, because then they probably would have both been happier, because he was clearly into the fucking cat thing. So
Yeah.
he was
And
like,
she,
"Oh my
like-
god, she's the cat." Yes, I love cats.
I only like her now that she's run away.
I only like her now that I can be this strong, manly hero in her life, and I can save her now that she has this dependence on me. I'm into it.
Hey, talk about real life.
Right.
Me looking over at my
how
cute
true is
right
that for
now. I love you.
Wait, come back.
Oh man, I mean, don't get me wrong. It would be great to put on a mask and turn into a cat. That's a cool
I agree.
concept. And I like the idea of the whole like mask, like seller, and like, oh, what's he gain from this? And like, oh, that's so crazy. Like I was like, what does he get from this? And I thought it was kind of clever, like the whole thing that they had. And cats have this secret world, and that kind of reminded me of, what was it, Coraline, when she goes in between worlds, and I think the cat goes with her and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of, I like that kind of like concept of cats on their own supernatural place that they can visit. So that was neat. But
It does give you, like, they have morals about it. They're like, I wish I didn't give up my human self to be this now, but it is what it is.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, honestly, yeah, if I could transform into a cat and go run around, absolutely.
Like, if I could switch between both of them, that'd be great.
But what I'm not going to do is run at my boyfriend,
Hit him with your
And-
butt.
slam him, yelling with my ass, and be like, fucking sunrise attack! It's a form of affection.
To be like, Corey, sunrise attack, and hit him with your ass next time you see him. That'll really confuse him.
He probably would just push me away.
He would just walk away.
Like, wait, can you do that again?
Yeah.
It's one or two things. I would either get, hey, can you do that again, or you're a dumbass.
You finally understand me.
And I think it'd be the latter.
Mark, you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
But why don't we should
what it's like to
probably
be a cat.
talk about the plot of this actual movie. Wait,
This
that
girl
was
turns
it.
into a cat.
That was
Yeah.
pretty much what it was. Yeah.
Where does she, like, they don't even really describe where she gets the mask. So this girl, like, wants to be a cat.
So
I don't
during
know how she even ends up with this guy during the festival. Does it just, like, happen? Like, does she get the mask during the festival, and then she transforms into a cat for the first time, and that's when they first see each other? Like, that has to be...
Yeah, it led, like, the whole movie that kept going back to that summer festival where she was like, oh, I hate everything. And then she meets the mask seller. And
Yeah.
then,
Okay, so it's got to be the same night.
yeah, it's the same night, yeah.
I mean, I hate everything mostly, but I haven't met, like, a mask seller. What the fuck? Feel like I've been cheated out.
It didn't take much to convince her either.
Yeah, right. She was a pretty snotty teenager, so I
Yeah.
feel like, she's like, oh my god, like, it's not all the things that are going wrong in my life, but like these two things are going wrong, and like it's really hard. Oh my god, please. Like, cry me a river, build me a bridge, and get over it. Walk across the invisible bridge if you need to do that to get over it. Like, no one's gonna stop you.
She's not Chris Angel.
Oh.
Mind freak. What? Whoa. Oh my god, she turns into a cat, fucking crazy.
I don't know.
Maybe she's Chris Angel.
I feel like the pacing and how they worked out the timeline of this movie was very flipping confusing. I was like, wait, what? Like, it showed the scene of them at that festival, and she was, showed as a human because she was describing it to her friend. I was like, okay, that's not weird. And then it went back to showing her as a cat, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I think they were trying to, like, confuse you, and, like, then be like, and she was a cat, not a person, like...
Why
like,
is he laughing at a
imagining-
cheek kiss and saying it tickles?
Yeah. When he said that, it tickles, I was like, is she a fucking cat in this flashback? Because that's what it's feeling like.
brat. She kind of was a brat, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, she was a super brat.
Oh my god. Spent half the time being like, can we just get the movie focused on her friend? She's not as annoying.
Like, that entire movie was filled with brats.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Even when she was the cat, she was like, oh my god, shut up. Does he love he loves me? Oh, and it's just a bunch of that.
Yeah, and then just repeating herself over and over, like, I would do anything for you. It's like, we get it. We got it. Thank
You're
you.
a stalker.
You would
Got it.
do anything for him.
And here,
For what reason, though? Because you spent 5 minutes with him in the rain? Like,
Yeah.
I don't even, like, there's no reason for, like, this sudden dedication. It's, like, blind, for no reason romance. It's a very Twilight of them to just be like, you know what we're going to do? Not give a fucking explanation for this romance at all. It's just there. She just likes him. It's just there.
Honestly,
because we said so.
The whole romance part of this was very fake and very forced, and
Yes.
was hard, made the whole movie kind of down. Like, it dropped the enjoyability of it quite a bit. But to be honest, I actually really like this movie for the fantasy aspects of it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like I have a higher.
I like the visuals of it quite a bit.
Yeah, the visuals. I love the mask seller, and anytime she turned into a cat, and
yeah, I like the backflip, and I
like the animation for it.
The tree. My
Yeah.
god, that was so cool
That was very
looking.
beautiful.
The animation and the shopkeep was what saved this movie for me.
Yeah,
Mm.
seriously, the fantasy aspect of this movie was the best part. And I totally saw her stepmom's cat getting her mask.
Oh yeah.
I totally didn't.
Yeah.
I knew that cat was going to do something, but
Right
for
from the
some reason
beginning.
it didn't even occur to me that
Yeah.
it was going to be the mask. And then, like, right before they said it, I was like, oh, it's the fucking cat from the house, isn't it? Ooh.
You know what this reminds me of? If I were to compare it to someone, this is the Dollar Tree version of Spirited Away.
Oh my god.
Bingo. Yeah.
There it is.
Bingo.
I literally was just like, what the fuck does this remind me of? Because I was thinking about all the shops when they were running around the tree, and all the cats are sitting at the different, like, stools
Yeah.
eating. I'm like,
And they have to
What's
walk
this
through that,
remind
like, doorway, too.
Yep.
You know, to,
Yeah.
like, get to the
I
other
was
world.
telling my wife, I was telling her about the concept. I was like, so far, the love story is garbage, but the concept, oh man,
Yeah.
I love this concept.
Agreed.
I
For sure.
love that this cat is convincing humans to become cats
Yeah.
so that it can get its life force.
That's
the
so,
human
yeah,
life
that's so
force
cool.
to prolong its life. That's so cool to me.
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah, so it's like the the very cheap version of Spirited Away for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the 25-cent version.
Yeah. You can't even get it. It's like
It's
back
in
in
the
the day.
bargain box at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some dude's selling 25-cent DVDs to you.
Yeah.
Accent, man.
This is Spirited Away, I swear.
It had great concept. It's just
Like,
It
if they
wasn't
would have taken the love
executed
story out of it,
Yeah.
it would have been so much better. Just have it focus
Yeah.
on the freaking shopkeep. That would have been awesome.
Mm. I feel like they could have made this so much cooler if, like, she, as a human, wasn't so annoyingly obsessed with him. You know, like,
Right.
if she just, like, visited him and acted like a cat and was all, like, lovey on him, you know, blah, 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 and then she just acted like a regular person around him. Or maybe there was some other aspect to it, like it was more of, like, a magical girl thing, you know, and, like,
Yeah.
less just normal, you know? Like, I feel like they could have done so much more with this idea. You know, and it just, like, I don't have high expectations for anything because I never know what to expect, but, like, you know, I did expect this to be a little bit better, but it wasn't like it was bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't
great.
good.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was.
Do you think
know,
it would
was-
have worked better with the main characters being older? Maybe like college age or older?
I don't.
No?
Because
I don't know. I think
if
just the
characters
personalities
were-
are what
if
are
the
doing it in.
personalities were the same, but they were just older, it would still be annoying.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
art wise, like animation style, like great. But then you're gonna like let us down with the personality of the characters, and it's like,
Yeah.
what?
Exactly.
I want more information on that dude's grandfather.
Yeah. I'm like, what's up with him?
Like,
And I
think
want to know why her mom left. Like, what's up with the mom? Like, I know it's not important to the story and it has no relevance, but
Her mom was a
Oh.
bitch.
Yeah,
seemed like it.
her mom was stupid. Her dad was also equally as dumb though.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, they'll
Yeah.
figure it out. Like they're
Oh my
like
God.
arguing in the living room, and then they get into a slap boxing.
Slapping each other.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, please stop. I'm like,
He's like-
I get it.
He's like trying to get them apart, but not really.
He's like, it could go
This
further.
is the best action I've seen forever.
Oh no, I dropped all this mud on you guys. Oh, it's crazy now.
I will say that, like, I felt bad for the stepmom character. She was just
Yeah.
trying.
I did feel really bad for
Yeah.
her because I was like, I know what it's like to not have a stepmom try that hard. And I was like,
Yes.
why is she being such a little shit to her? She was trying so hard to be involved in her life. And she wants to, like, you know, like, be there for her. And she's, like, texting her mom, like, you know, you need to be there for her. And it's like, how are you? She's such a little freaking shit. Like, I guess she's trying to be nice to me, but can't she just leave me alone? Oh, my God. Such a fucking teenage thing to say. They really nailed the teenage thing, though, for
They
sure. Like,
did.
I gotta say. They really nailed it.
Absolutely.
And I feel like most of the time in like, anime and stuff, they really make kids so much more fucking mature than they really are. And I feel like, as annoying as this was, they kind of really nailed it. Like,
teenage
these
kid
kids are like, oh
aspect.
my God, our lives are so hard. And we're the only people that are going to make each other happy. It's like, yeah, that's
Right.
pretty much how fucking being 15 feels, I guess. Like, drama.
You're not wrong. I
Welcome to
suppose.
life.
Yeah, right. Wait until you turn 20.
Are they technically, like, middle school or high school? Like,
I think
I
they're late
think-
middle school.
Yeah.
they're
okay.
Probably like 7th grade.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
So much drama everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I will say the scene where it's like supposed to be devastating for her, like the guy reads out her love letter. I was like, to be fair, you kind of deserve that.
I don't
Rock-
understand why no one stopped him.
Yeah. One, why did no one stop him? Two, she did bring it to him in front of everyone. It's kind of like you put it out there in front of everyone.
Yeah, why would she do that in front of everyone? Why not do that, like, away and behind, like, the school or something, or on the roof, or...
Leave it in his locker.
Yeah. Not...
More stalkerish.
Hey, everyone, just so everyone in the classroom knows, I'm about to give my confession letter to this guy.
He
Just so you guys know.
know.
Yeah.
Well, he
I
was
want to
also
give
a
you
fucking
this
asshole.
thing.
He was.
I hate you
yeah,
because
I hate
somebody
you.
took your letter. How do you think it makes me feel? How about you go fuck yourself sideways? How about that?
Why would she say that
Jeez.
she has trouble
Cypress.
saying what she said wants to really say, even though I said that, but I hate her.
Such a fucking asshole.
Look, they're brats. They're all brats.
Turds. Little turd muffins.
And the scene where her and her friend are like crying and screaming and running after each other, I was like, can we stop? My God.
Yeah.
Also, put on your shoes.
For the love of
Oh my God.
There could be
The
broken
ground
glass.
is hot. Yeah, and also broken glass. Mm. We really love this movie.
Yeah, right.
I loved aspects.
Watch it
of
or
this
don't.
movie.
Kino Day Sunrise Attack.
There you go. That's what we learned.
Oh
Yeah.
goodness.
Thank God. Tell Corey tomorrow when he wakes up, you're like the sunrise. He's gonna be like, fuckers, what is wrong with you?
The best character ever in that film was the shopkeep.
So I
Agreed.
watched it in English. Everyone else.
Yeah.
I
Same.
did too. Yes.
No.
So
I did it because I was also watching it with Lena, my daughter. So I was like, I'm not gonna just Put on subtitles and be like, yeah, well, this is Japanese. You can learn it.
I recognized some of the voice actors immediately. The shopkeep, I just got done rewatching One Punch Man because I was bored and wanted to rewatch something like that, something funny. And the shopkeep plays the Deep Sea King in One Punch Man.
Oh
They're the
shit!
same
Really?
voice. I was listening to it. I was watching it. I was like, I recognize that voice. What is that voice? God damn. Oh. The Deep Sea King in One Punch Man.
To be fair,
Well-
I'm taking a course in Japanese right now, so I'm trying to learn.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mark knows Japanese.
I know a little bit of Japanese.
Mark's fluent. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't put that on me, Krista.
No, I feel like I've always known certain phrases because of anime and watching it and subbed, but I'm taking like a Rosetta Stone
gotcha.
course right
Very
now
nice.
for it. So that's why I always watch it subbed if it's available.
Well, you know, Hinode, you know who does his voice. I was surprised when I saw this.
Who?
The guy that does, he plays Vash in
Yeah,
Trigun.
that's right. I
Wait, the
forgot.
English one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No way.
God. No.
It doesn't sound like Vash at all. To be
No,
fair.
not one bit. I saw that. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
No.
Look now.
And then Todd Habercorn's a couple characters. He's like Natsu from Fairy Tail and one of the twins from Oron. He's actually in fucking everything lately.
This film had a lot of voice actors that have done a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So somebody had money.
Vic as the new voice.
Well,
of
too bad they
Dolly.
didn't put it into making the
Oh.
plot better.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
Let's hire all these actors and pay them, and who needs a movie?
Let's waste some money. Woohoo!
Ooh.
Oh, he's also the voice of Ichigo in Bleach.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
That's weird.
Huh.
Oh, Bleach.
Let's watch that. No.
No. I don't think it's over yet either.
you fucking
I don't even know anymore.
Is One Piece still going?
Yes, but
Oh my
Forever
God. Jesus
and
Christ.
ever.
no. So
Ever,
One Piece
ever.
is scheduled to end next year sometime. The
That's
manga,
crazy.
The guy who draws Oda, was saying that he has plans to wrap it up. They're getting there. It's almost there.
Can you imagine almost being there at this point?
Yeah, right. It's only been
Those are
10
almost
years
there.
or more.
Jesus Christ.
Still
I don't
haven't
even know.
finished Inuyasha.
Oh.
Crazy. Yeah, right. They can't finish Inuyasha.
And then there's gonna be the sequel.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. Oh
Yeah,
God.
I messaged you about that. I was like, oh my God, the sequel. So apparently this guy is also the Black Power Ranger. So I don't know how to feel right now.
Weird.
I feel like the Power Rangers people always do the weirdest shit.
Wait, then he became the Green Power Ranger. What? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally. I don't understand the Power Rangers. They switch around so often.
They get around, you know.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Okay, I'll stop.
So
This just in, Power Rangers get around.
Triceratops.
old school
Am I
Power
right?
Rangers was so racist.
Was it? Oh my God, I didn't even.
The
I don't
Asian
remember
girl
any
was
of
the
that.
yellow Power Ranger, and she
Oh yeah.
had a saber tooth.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, and the pink one was the girl.
Yeah.
Because the girl was big.
Oh, the Black Ranger's a black guy. Oh,
I thought
with
the
a
Blue Ranger
rhino
was a black
from Africa.
It's like asking about Harry Potter. The one Asian character, Cho Chang.
Yeah.
I'm Chang, y'all. That's from Harry Potter.
Oh man.
I hate it here. All right.
This has been brought to you by racism.
No, compared to the anime we just reviewed, not at all.
Yeah, right. It's so hard to tell. It's like, I don't think they meant to be racist. Late 90s.
Yeah.
Your grandma says something off color, and you're like, I know you mean well, Grandma. It's okay.
That's in line with, it was a different time.
Yeah.
Back in my day, yeah, we know.
Oh, we know, trust me. We remember better than you do.
All right.
That was a Whisker Away and Cowboy Bebop.
You want to know what we're watching next,
Did we
guys?
rate this?
Do we
Yeah,
want
we
to
would rate it.
Watch it next, Mark.
Do we want to rate it? We can rate it.
No.
I have the rating for it.
You can rate it if you want. We don't normally rate movies, but we can rate movies from.
We don't normally do it, but I got my rating.
Oh, do we not? Wow.
Sometimes
No,
we do.
normally don't.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's like back and forth. Sometimes we remember to, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we do or don't, so there you go.
It doesn't really get put into the little chart that we have, but
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. The anime itself, yeah, we always rate that, but every now and then.
Hi, I'm Daisy. I just started on this podcast.
So, the movie I picked, I pulled Immunity
Oh.
and picked something that looked cute.
No.
Oh.
It was from 2018. It's a drama / fantasy.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
It's called, Oko or Oko, I'm not sure what the pronunciation. Oko's Inn. Okkos Inn. After losing her parents in a car accident, Oko goes to live in the countryside with her grandmother. What the fuck are you doing, phone? Who runs a traditional Japanese inn built on top of an ancient spring said to have healing waters. While she goes about her chores and prepares to become the inn's next caretaker, Oko discovers that there are spirits who live there that only she can see. Not scary ones, but welcoming ghosts who keep her company, play games, and help her navigate her new environment.
Yoo-hoo.
So I was like, oh, that looks cute. I'll choose that one. Watch it be sad. Watch it be, like, real sad.
Probably.
I almost chose that one instead of Whisker Away and instead of The Princess and the Pilot.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm glad you chose it
Nice.
because it looks cute. Remember, Mark, 2 months in a row now, I've chosen something that looks cute.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Happy Sugar Life also looked cute.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what he's saying, yeah. It has really high ratings.
yeah, it does. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's.
It's on Netflix.
About-
So you can watch it there.
We're just going to
Put
go
the
into
links
this
in the
with a good
description
feeling.
to like the My Anime list and Wikipedia for those,
Perfect.
the anime and the movie that we're watching. So
So it'll be a good balance, maybe, hopefully. It'll be the
Yeah.
Promised Neverland, psychological horror, and then a really nice, cute anime, hopefully.
That's
it'll
what we
be like
hoped
watching
for.
Bambi. Yeah, right. Oh my god.
Bambi is actually a horror movie.
Yeah.
I mean, if your mom got shot by some random guy in the woods, that seems pretty horrifying to me.
Right.
They need to make one Bambi's Revenge.
Bambi's Revenge. No fucking way.
You're hired.
No,
Thank
fuck
you.
Oh, I remember that.
The buck stops here.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
Get the buck out of town.
Buck up or shut up. Okay.
Well, all right.
God.
Oh dear.
Doe, a deer. We should stop.
All
This is
right.
what happens when Daisy makes the podcast start an hour late.
We get a little loopy.
Delirium sets in.
Hey, it's all my fault.
Can't believe you had to work. Ugh.
I know.
No one else is working right now.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Guess my summer vacation's over.
Oh my god! Oh my god! K-Rox's.
All right.
Man.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on
Thanks
another
for hanging out.
episode of the Talk
Yeah.
Anime
Thank
to Me
you.
podcast. We'll be watching The Promised Neverland and Oko's Inn and reviewing it August 29th. I hope you'll join us. If you like what you heard, give us a like, a comment, subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, give us a like, a comment, and subscribe.
And tell us how much you hated it in multiple comments. Send it to all your friends and
Oh,
make sure
man.
they all watch the entirety of
Hell
it.
yeah.
And they also throw up a like on it and comment and tell us everything they hated about it as well. And then they can do the same thing too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do all that, and then go to talkanimetome.com and tell us even more how you hated it.
Share
Yeah.
that website.
You can
with your
even go to
friends.
my blog because I have a blog up there where I review anime. And you can tell me how much you hate me and it, and it'll be. I'm
all the
for
comments are just people saying really hateful things.
it.
Share it with your friends.
Share it with your friends. Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
Alrighty.
And we're done. Audacity.